It's another brand new week on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-host here with me. Hi, ladies.
Excellent morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing very well. We thank God for the weekend. I was going to see Here What yesterday, but I guess I overworked myself over the weekend. I just couldn't get out of bed. I was so tired. Yeah. But I saw snippets on Instagram and it looked really nice. I hope I can see it again when next it comes.
Oh, you couldn't make it?
No, I couldn't. I slept off.
Had a very, very busy weekend. From Friday was my first time hosting an event of that size. We had about 250 people at a 40th birthday. I like the idea of the way this person celebrated his 40th. It was done to give like a lecture, like a training, like an empowerment kind of thing. So it was they say bounce back ability for you to bounce back from, and this is someone that has suffered going down many times. So he had a right to speak on bouncing back.
Right.
And I was opportune to MC the event. It was fantastic. Then Saturday we had a dinner. Then Sunday, I spent the entire day preparing for a speech I'm going to give at the NYSC camp today. We'll be speaking to about 2,000 NYSC core members. And the idea is to inspire them to see and believe in Nigeria. Everybody is jetting out. Let's stay here and make it work.
Fantastic. That's nice. Good to prepare for that kind of stuff.
Well done.
That's the goof I made. I didn't prepare for my speech. I'm still eating I went for had a speaking engagement. I didn't prepare for. And honestly, I feel really bad. So I'm happy you prepared for that.
Murayo. Yeah. Scripted.
Right. That's
pointed everywhere.
I was so embarrassed. I mean, I really embarrassed myself. And since, the person till tomorrow hasn't picked my calls. So I know that the person is really upset, but hopefully going forward now, I would
bounce back ability.
Yeah, bounce back. Yeah. How you doing, Esther? How was your weekend?
Oh God, I had a wonderful weekend.
Really?
I partied on Saturday.
You partied? Thank God, though. About time.
I took Auntie Jogesival's advice to not work too hard, and I just didn't party. I partied with Bull, so it was.
Where did you go? Tell us.
Yeah, I got to meet his friends for the first time.
You went where?
I got to meet his friends for the
first
time.
Your guy?
Yeah, yeah.
How you meet business? How long have you guys together?
Okay.
How long have you guys been together?
You know, almost 2 years.
And you're just meeting his friends?
They've been doing
Maybe you're the side chick.
No. Go for I reject it for you.
How can you just be meeting your friends?
No,
friends after 2 years.
But you know, it's actually
check yourself, girl.
But you know, it's actually very serious for you to before you meet family and friends. You guys have
not after 2 years.
But friends.
Come on.
By the second day.
Girl, check yourself to be sure.
Friends.
You're not the side chick.
I'm not. Oh my goodness.
Mario, I think you're putting Esther under a little pressure.
Yes.
Because even this partying that she went over the weekend,
it's
I think it's so that I can have something to say on Monday. And then again, it's okay to call Joke Silver on TV. It's professional. Lots of people will not understand it in our culture, but I mean, it's a professional thing to do. Call her auntie outside of TV.
Okay, but it was fun. I'm
happy.
I ate too many things, and right now my tummy is really big.
You will survive.
Take Jumoke's organogram.
Ganodema will work.
Yes. Let's take a break.
Excuse me. What was the weekend for you?
My weekend, I was in Ife throughout the weekend to go and see my mother-in-law. It's been, I mean, trust me, no matter how old somebody is, it's not easy to lose a husband or, father of your children. She was like, I've been with him for almost 50 years. I mean, that's a long time. Like this, so it's not easy.
Life without him.
So yeah, so it's not easy for anybody.
Is she coming to live in your house? When all is settled?
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to start with The Nation. Gunman kills 11 in church over drug barons' rivalry. Picture here of the governor behind comforting those who were injured. Biometric-based SIM swap to end e-fraud. House to buy 6.1 billion naira cars for 360 members. And cleric hosts first Ibadan mass wedding. I wish I read that story. Ibadan mass wedding.
House to buy car. Please tell us that. As much as we want to talk about the Anambra
We'll talk about
massacre,
it in Sun. I will talk about it in Sun.
Tell us about house buying cars.
Honestly, well, we read the report last week, saying that they have about I think 200 and I think it's 100. I can't remember the figure now of people who are freshers in the house.
They want to buy them brand new cars.
They are buying them brand new cars.
So they gave priorities. Everybody's supposed to get a brand new car, but due to paucity of funds or lack of funds, they decided to prioritize fresh members and women. Right. So about 200 already have their cars, and over 100 don't have their own. And the protest was that give us our cars. Yes. Give us our brand new cars. We don't have cars.
Please remind me how much the figure was supposed to be.
9. No, for the road?
For the cars.
For the cars?
Yes.
It's 6.1 billion. It's 6.1 billion.
And the road is 8 point something. So rather than prioritize Lagos-Ibadan Expressway that Julius Berger is threatening to abandon, we're prioritizing buying cars for our representatives who are representing poor people.
Shikena.
What do they need the cars for?
Moving on to... No, they said they needed to go around. They'll be using their own personal cars, and they cannot be using their personal cars.
Take ownership of Nigeria, serve Nigeria with your own.
Which around are they going to?
You drive around now. They have to drive to Lagos and drive.
Why can't they use their cars?
Moving on
I think they're on recess right now.
Moving on to Daily Sun, please. Bloodbath in Catholic Church. 11 killed, 18 injured as gunman shoots worshippers during Sunday service. Buhari, Dogara, Okowa, Wike, Uba, Odumakin, APC condemn attack. Official, the perpetrator says police. Picture here again of the church and some of the victims. PSC suspends promotion in police. Fears over 17,000 live bombs in Owerri. I read that story. Atiku Kalu, others stopped third term. Larry Essien tells Namani. And Southern leaders insist on restructuring. Bloodbath.
In Catholic Church. I woke up yesterday with this news, and I felt like...
Tell us the story, Esther.
Okay. Most papers, some people are saying it's you have 5 men. Or no, the story is you had just one man entered into the church.
Driving a Lexus.
And the thing is, he came with a vehicle outside, and there was a driver. He came inside to, they said, the story we heard is that it's a drug-related issue that started from South Africa. Now, the person they were looking for actually was not in the church, but his father was in the church.
He was killed.
And that was the first person he aimed for.
Yeah.
But after killing him, he started shooting sporadically inside the church. And that reason I am not aware of. Then another thing is that they said he came to that church because they heard that the monies, the proceeds from that deal they had, he built the church with it.
Yeah.
Right.
So he built the church, he built a road.
Yeah,
he's a well-known person.
The governor commissioned the roads that he built.
Wow.
They're saying that his nickname is Bishop. You know, ran away from South Africa from drug money, and his team members traced him to Anambra. He was supposed to have Thanksgiving in that church in the morning, but his father and family members were there. His father was killed amongst other people. The crux of this matter, some people were saying that the commissioner of police should be sacked. I think no. As far as the commissioner of police is able to sift out the perpetrators, then their work is done. Secondly, somebody reporting from that local government in Anambra was saying that parents should stop putting their children under pressure. So Chinedu went to Malaysia. 6 months later, he came with a car. You now be telling your own son, Chukudi, can't you see your mates? You know, we have to temper that. Yeah. And also, people should just
commissioned a road built by.
You can't really.
But yes, leave the governor.
Yes, the governor, because the truth is that he would have never known where the money came from.
And these
are all still speculations. We don't know for a fact. These are the early reports coming out. So we don't know that.
The police have confirmed that it was from
the
gang.
It was a drug.
Okay,
drug
I wanted to mention that 17,000 live bombs in. Is it Enugu?
Yes, Owerri, yeah. So citizens are a little alarmed because a bomb expert in Owerri has said that there are 17 explosives left from the Nigerian civil war. Let me show it's in one area. It's called 109 Achike Udenwa Avenue in New Owerri. So it's in one place and it's highly populated. Go ahead.
And this expert is saying that the government has refused to pay the amount of money needed to detonate these bombs.
Right.
And he's saying if this isn't done soon, these bombs may start to go off.
Right.
Randomly by itself.
And he was reminding us of Ikeja. What happened in Ikeja? They didn't be able to contain it over there in Owerri. So they need to do something.
Our acting president.
Right. Moving on now to Vanguard. Drug war spills into Anambra Church. 35 killed. So the figures are a bit different here. Anambra, this Vanguard says 35. All the papers are saying 11 and 18 injured.
11 is the official from the police.
11 is the official. Southern leaders invite North to renegotiate Nigeria. FG offers monthly savings bond at 14.53%. Protest in Ondo over alleged killing rape by herdsmen. While there's tension in Niger Delta, Clark tells Oshimbajo. Yes, so
I know let's take the story of Clark.
Yes.
Clark is the national leader of PANDEF, that's the Pan Niger Delta
Development Forum, yes.
Development Forum. And he was saying that the agitations in the south, in the Niger Delta region, is because they hear the budgets. The budgets, billions, supposed to go to developing their area, and nothing is happening within that same zone. So they feel the disconnect that some people are just consuming this money. The budget is going out, and I think it's beyond. And he was saying this to the to bring the attention of Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the acting president, to look into vetting what exactly each money budgeted is going to do. When the project executed, what is going on?
Let me take it from Saturday, where the Niger Delta people leaders came out to say that if there is no devolution of power with this constitutional review, that they will actually look forward for their own community, like the Niger Delta country. Yeah.
Let me even connect that to the southern leaders making of the south, southeast, and southwest coming together in Lagos, having a visit. Listen, they totally reject the fact that the House rejected the devolution of power law, and they are insisting on a meeting with the North. Let us have a conversation, because obviously we need to restructure this, but they're not going to stop or back down on this restructuring conversation. So, which is important.
May I chip in that there's the Freedom of Information Act that is active right now. Clark and PANDEF can actually write the presidency. The monies allocated to the Niger Delta, it was given to somebody. Find out, start the investigation.
They've done that, and that's why they have the 16 points agenda of what they want the government to do.
Mention names. Let's know the people who chopped your money.
Back to the south and northern leaders, what I'm happy about is they're saying that the people you're representing Nigerians, they want devolution of power. So obviously, since you are not going to carry out devolution of power, we're going to hold you accountable for not doing what we want.
That rejection was totally on.
Everybody has been clamoring for restructuring.
Exactly.
The House leader has said that they are actually acting on the wishes of Nigeria.
Well, Gbajabiamila has said that when they return in September, they're going to review. So we're waiting for that. Moving on now to The Guardian.
This is their holiday.
Tragedy as gunmen kills 47 worshippers in Anambra. So the figure here is 47. Vanguard has 35, but the official figure we're saying is 11, okay? Southern leaders berate National Assembly over devolution of powers. We talked about that already. APC expels Bayelsa Kano chairman over alleged anti-party activities. Losses to banking fraud, forgeries recorded decline. I think that's a bit. Let's move on to this day, because there's nothing new in Guardian. Bloody Sunday in Anambra as gunmen kills scores in church. FG withdraws nomination of 2 ICPC board members. Banks in dilemma as customers, investors shun deposits for treasury bills. Arik faces maintenance challenges for paucity of funds. And Kachuku, Nigeria lost $60 billion to non-enforcement of PSCs with oil majors. And the PSC actually is a production sharing contracts. And according to that, I think they were supposed to review back in, I think it was 1993 that it was done, that the PSC, saying that once the dollar goes past $20, once the oil per barrel goes past $20, they're supposed to review what the commission that the IOCs are paying, but has never been reviewed. So we've lost $60 billion.
We're also losing money as banks are unable to access deposits because more people are going towards treasury bills and fixed deposits because the interest rates are higher. So rather than just dump my money for you to be using, you know, back and forth, people are buying treasury bills, you know, so it's causing a little cash trap.
Yes, go ahead.
The ICPC story that the 2 people were selected to be in the board, but they finally found out that these people have been under investigation by the same commission, and now so they're dropping them. I actually want to say that this should cut across board, not just with this, because if you're under investigation, we have a lot of leaders in different places that are under investigation. Nothing is happening to them.
Guess what? If those guys got confirmed, there will be judges in their own cases. Only in Nigeria.
Only in Nigeria.
But we are grateful that it happened.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we have guests from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. They're the ones in charge of all the buildings, especially those that are collapsing in Lagos recently. So they're going to have a conversation with us on that. And later, we discuss what Nigerians must do to hold government accountable. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So our guest is here to enlighten us, Lagosians, about the building collapses in Nigeria, in Lagos actually, what they need to know and what the Lagos state government is doing to mitigate more building collapse. Joining us is the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. Welcome. That's Mr. Wasiu Anifoweshi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome
Yes.
our viewers at home.
Now, when we hear of a building collapse, the first thing that comes to mind is who approved that building in the first place? When buildings are, if you go to especially the Lagos Island buildings, they're all clustered together. Back to, I mean, my parents, both my parents are from Lagos, so, and I know my father's house there, I know my mother's house there. And when I go to see my in-laws, I see all of them all stacked up, and I'm wondering, whoever, I mean, it's the same Lagos state government. So it has happened, yes. How do we make adjustments to these houses that are already congested together?
Well, to start with, good morning, viewers. Good morning, Lagosians.
Good morning, sir.
A building that is approved does not mean it's going to collapse. When a building is approved, that's the work of Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development ended there. Construction of a house or of any structure is on the owner to get a qualified, what did I say? A qualified, quote and unquote.
Yes, sir.
A qualified professionals to handle.
Right.
The moment you are starting to cut corners, that's where we have problems. If you and I can do things rightly, believe you me, we don't have any collapse in Lagos.
So you don't supervise?
Exactly. Who checkmates?
God. When a permit is given to an individual developer to develop, we grant an approval in average of about maybe 200 in a month throughout Lagos State. And we tell the individual developer, if you want to start, please get us informed. So that from onset, you can be part of it.
Okay.
If we are informed, we will be there. Once we are there from the word go, whatever mixture that you are going to have is going to be agreement between the two of us. And if it's not done right, we will tell you.
Okay.
So what do you do in a situation where a building you've realized that was built and they didn't go through the normal things they're supposed to go through? It is a wax structure, and with any kind of torrential rain, it's going to fall down. What do you do at that situation?
Any building that we discover that under construction, this building might likely to collapse, what we do is that we seal.
How?
We stop them.
How do you seal it up?
We put a padlock.
Okay.
We put chain.
Okay.
But nowadays in Lagos,
You break it.
they break it.
Yes, no.
I don't agree with that, sir.
Okay.
I have a situation at Ebute Metta.
Yeah.
I think on June 20, I've forgotten the date.
Yeah.
But they told these people that this building might fall.
Yeah.
They even told them to leave the building.
That's right.
They did not leave.
That's right.
And when it collapsed, about almost 6 people died.
That's
So
right.
was it locked up?
When we say leave the building,
Yes.
you see,
The advice
we have two different buildings. The one under construction, the one that is old buildings.
Yes. And
When you see an old building that this house is too old to stay, we ask the people to evacuate. See, to evacuate human beings, especially Lagosians, is a problem. We tell them, leave. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your
as
life.
a normal citizen, how do I know a building that is faulty? What are those things that I look out for to know that, hey, I can even write as a citizen? I mean, like a whistleblowing thing where I can go and tell the ministry, my uncle's house, so I saw some cracks or something. What exactly should I be looking for to know that this building might not hold?
In most cases, if the buildings are not constructed rightly,
How do I know that?
see, if you see the building, you see it tilted.
Tilted, okay.
Or you can see some of the walls that is cracking.
Right.
Or some of the walls that is falling off.
Right.
The onus is on you. Please give us a call.
Okay.
Be a whistleblower. I've been telling people.
Okay.
See, we are supposed to be our brother's keeper.
Right.
Honorable Wasiu.
If you see what is happening in your neighborhood, this thing is not right.
Okay.
We do it abroad. Why can't we do it here?
Okay, my question immediately, because you mentioned that you approve about 200 buildings per month.
Yeah.
Do you have enough manpower to supervise if all of them
Inform you. at the same
inform
time.
you? No, so because if I've informed you 200 in January, 200 in February, 200, do you have enough manpower to supervise? Then also any human being without supervision will want to cut corners.
Sure.
What are you doing to mitigate that anyone who is constructing a house without your approval or with your approval does the right thing? And any building that you have marked pull down or evacuate, that you ensure, because you know the tenants will say, we don't have anywhere to go,
That's it.
give us time
That's right.
until the
The
building
building
collapses on
collapses.
there. So what is the government doing?
You see, if you ask people to live where they are living, leave this place.
They won't go.
This house will soon collapse. They won't go.
Yes.
We are not going to go there and drag them out. We seal the building. We lock it up. You leave the place. They go there and unseal. We have cases at hand now
Sir,
that we have so many houses.
those people are like human beings that want to commit suicide.
That's right.
The government has the onus to make sure they leave such buildings.
Okay, a building that I sealed,
Yes.
that I locked up.
Yes.
I have, you know how many that I have at hand? I see your building up
There's
now,
the issue
and
of
I leave there to go to another building before I
So
come
the
back.
question of manpower, do you have enough manpower to
Of
properly
course,
supervise?
let me tell you, the population of people that work in Lagos State, we are now up to 300 people, 300,000. If all of them work in the Ministry of School Plan and Urban Development,
It's not enough.
it's not enough. But we are trying.
Okay,
With the
so-
little that we have,
I have a
with the
question.
little that we have, we go around the state. We work Saturday, we work Sundays, we work 24/7.
I have a question, sir. Unless there are punitive measures, and we've seen convictions of people whose lack of abiding by the rules have led to loss of lives, we might not be able to stop this from happening.
Sure.
So what are you doing to ensure that the laws are being followed? What are the laws to prevent, to
Enforcement.
punish people whose building was wrongly built and people have died? Remember the case of Lekki Gardens.
That's right.
What are the laws? Are they being followed through?
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that case of Lekki Garden. Case of Lekki Garden now is a typical example. The guy killed some people, the case is in court. You see, until when you arrest, you take to the police station.
Right.
Police station will now to make a paper before they charge to court. And once it's charged to court, our own lawyer, the Minister of Justice, will follow
Right.
until the law catches up on that person.
Right.
There's nothing you
Let
can
me
do.
take this call.
And-
Hello?
okay.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks. You've been holding for a while. Go ahead, Stanley. Go ahead, Stanley, please.
I want to ask Mr. Anefu, if they do go to officer quarters like the banner, the army barracks, they go to the barracks.
Army barracks, the
See
barracks.
a whole lot of dilapidated buildings. They are in Istanbul. The officers that are living there, most of them will spend money to fix their roof, to fix their buildings and all that. Do they go as far as going to barracks to inspect buildings so that they can, inform the because I understand that the police and the army, they have a department that takes care
Did you
of
get the question?
Military
All right.
barracks.
Thank you very much, Stanley.
Supervision of military barracks buildings.
Well, the military barracks, you all know what happened. The military are under the federal government.
Right.
So you don't go there.
No, you go there, but if you go there, you better be careful.
Okay, let me ask you this question, sir, because my brother-in-law is trying to build a house in the U.S.
Yeah.
And he had a budget.
Yeah.
And he went to the government, say, okay, I want to build in this house.
Yeah.
And he said, with this budget, sorry, every house in this area,
Yeah.
this is the amount you have to use to build this house, and these are the contractors you must use.
That's right.
because it is so to the detail where he had this figure, and they told him he can't build in that place. That's right. That this money you have is a bit more, is more than this area. You cannot build. Is right. You have to build in this area, and these are the only people you can use. Yeah. So now, what are we infusing into our current laws, such that every house that is being built is well regulated, even up to the point that we know who the contractors are, who the surveyors, everybody who is in charge, so we can actually follow through to ensure that what is being built is safe for Nigerians to live in.
That's a very beautiful question. You are talking your brother in abroad. Here. No, wait now. Here. We have 5 here. This is 5 fingers. It's not equal.
Right.
No, wait. Have you answered our question? It's not equal. Here, we have the list of all the professionals in this state. Right. Even in this country. If you want to do anything, we give you an advice. You work in TVC. It is your salary that will determine what you are going to build. Is it not so?
Right. So we can stop them from building.
We can stop. And we have been stopping. You know the type of people that we have.
So what would you advise, because we're running out of time, if you want to advise citizens now on what to do, maybe the numbers you need to give them, maybe the email, advise like the Lagos citizens on how to deal with...
Give us a message, yes.
Please, my Lagosian.
Sir.
My Lagosian, I am calling you. Please, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Let us be our brother's keeper.
Right. Okay.
Number 1, the person that lives on your left-hand side of your building, it might be your friend, it might be your enemy. Likewise, the person that lives on the left-hand side. The right-hand side. Whatever he does, please be on lookout. And for everybody in this state that had his money legitimately, do the right thing.
All right, we have to run out. Give us the phone numbers or email address so we can reach you on.
The number of Ministry of Fiscal Planning and Urban Development is 090-235-16482.
Okay.
Again.
And again, 090-235-16482.
Right.
And my own personal number that you want to call, if you can. If you want to call, my number is open 24/7.
Tell us.
Yeah, please, 080-337-00332.
Fantastic.
I will do that again, 080-337-00332.
Fantastic.
Please call.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, what Nigerians must do to hold governments accountable. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, has urged Nigerians to hold the government accountable in order to fight against corruption. In Nigeria, according to her, many state governments get away with wastage and corruption because many Nigerians do not contribute to the resources at the state level. The citizens would hold them accountable only when they pay their taxes, adding that such action is part of their duties. So we ask, how can Nigerians hold their government truly accountable? Joining us is a Nigerian populist social entrepreneur and human development expert. I call her Madam President. That's Toyosi Akerele.
Yeah.
Madam President in the building. Don't worry, we are behind you like strong. You can tweet to us at
not just yet. I'm building capacity.
Good. Madam President, welcome to the show.
How do you call me Madam President?
I like because you are my president. I just like you.
But I don't even have. I'm not
political
even.
Party. I know.
Yeah, I don't belong to any political party.
We just like to call you that. Isn't there a sin to call you that? Anyways, so our Minister of Finance was saying that, listen, taxes obviously is a major part of making your government accountable. Because if I'm paying you for my tax, for my money every month, I will ask you, what are you doing with my money? Because a lot of people, there's obviously tax apathy, nobody's paying taxes. Yeah. Do you agree? And how do you think we can actually, in other ways, hold government more accountable?
So the first thing that I'm going to say is that we've lived in a country where we consistently deceive ourselves that we're a democracy, when in actual fact we're a technical oligarchy. with a very strong dictatorial undertone.
Right.
And I'll break that down by saying that we're an operative democracy on the books, but in real life, the way that our leaders treat us emphasize the unfortunateness that, you know, epitomizes Nigeria as a country.
Okay.
So it's easy for a public official to come out and make pronouncements, even when they do not mean it.
Right.
So I don't get carried away.
Right.
And this is not in any way to refer to Mrs. Adeosun's statement.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that the system does not even empower the people to demand any level of mandatory accountability from the people, from the leaders that we elect.
Yes. When it's been concluded.
Yeah.
People always say that we don't pay taxes, but I know for a fact that every market woman on a daily basis pays an amount of money that is supposed to be remitted to our immediate governments. And there isn't correspondence, there's no solution in our immediate environment. I am taking right here within our Ketu market. That market woman daily pays an amount of money. She is selling our market in filth, and nothing is done to improve our situation. Now they're asking us to hold somebody accountable. I want you to break it down, because a lot of people that watch us are those market women. What can they do? How can they hold their leader accountable on the smallest level that I am paying you 500 naira this today?
So the point begins from two things: the source of control and the degree of control that the people hold, you know, wield, the kind of influence that we the people wield over our public officials. And a few weeks ago, when the local government elections held, I had said that the local government in Nigeria or in any part of the country in any level of government would probably be the most important level of government, however. Yeah. But unfortunately in Nigeria, we focus on the presidential and the gubernatorial elections so much that we don't think that our local governments do matter. Okay. But you need to know that the motor parks, the markets, and all of the basic social amenities that we the people relate with on a daily basis are under the systemic control of the local government. Right. So the beginning of the solution is the kind of people that we allow to run for office at our local government level. The people that we let go into those offices at the end of the day are the ones who you will call the dredges of society.
But when they get into office, what can the market woman then do?
Since she's paying.
So number one, you already know how much that you pay to the government.
Yes.
And so the market women are probably even the most powerful constituency because they are the ones who vote. They are closer to the government.
Yes.
Number one, you need to know, you first need to know what the background, you want to find out where the local government chairman lives. You want to know the schools where he lives. We need to be a little angry as a people for our leaders to be able to know that they cannot get away with certain things.
So when I have that information, what do we do?
So you go to the office, you begin to engage the people that work in the local government, you begin to ask questions. I'll give you an example. So a couple of times the local government guys come to my office and come to ask for radio, TV allowances and all.
Yes.
And they do it because half of the people they do that to do not know their rights.
Yes.
Half of the people they demand those monies from do not even know what the law says.
Okay.
So the first thing that so a commissioner just came on TV now and dictated his number. But many Lagosians are going to just parade. They won't call that commissioner. The commissioner needs to receive 500 calls on his phones, and you need to shut down the phone for him to know that the people that put him in office are serious about demanding that accountability from him. So he put his number out there. You guys need to call him and begin to ask questions and begin to hold him accountable. Go to his office. It is our right.
Bring fire on his roof.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Toyosi, I would like to go back to the minister. She said people don't pay tax, so they cannot hold the government accountable.
That's not true.
Okay, how in the first place do we even get these monies in the first place?
Which money?
The money, the one that
they are running on right now. Okay. How do they get it in the first place? And number two, how do you do you hold them really accountable to this thing?
So that's a blanket statement that in law we call hasty generalization. There's no way you can say Nigerians don't pay tax so they can't demand accountability. A section of Nigerians don't pay tax. So the richest people in this country benefit from the nepotistic system that has kept the rest of us aground. So the ones that do not pay tax are the ones who are friends of the government. We, the ordinary people pay tax. So you cannot make such a blanket statement, Nigerians don't pay tax. For we who pay tax, what we need to do, in my estate where my office is, I ask questions. And we as citizens need to now get to a level where we are responsible as Nigerians.
Seriously, let me go to the fact that 2019 is coming. That's right. And one of the things that your view ladies have tried to remind our viewers is that, listen, nobody must bamboozle us again in 2019. We must open our eyes. We understand now the importance of the legislature over just the presidency. You we know you just traveled to Harvard, you're doing your studies there, we've seen pictures, we know you are still actually, you're going to be graduating pretty soon. We know you are equipping yourself mentally to be ready for leadership, hopefully in the future. We don't know what it is now, but we know that you're doing great things in Harvard. How do we as young people prepare our minds? Because obviously we're saying that the status quo is going to remain if we don't change things ourselves. Yeah. So what must we do towards 2019 to ensure accountability, to ensure that we demand what is our right from our leaders?
So the first thing is that when you cannot demand any dividend of democracy from someone from whom you've taken bribe. That's what I know.
Right.
There's no way anybody has given you money and bought your voice and you can go back to tell him you didn't give me good roads.
Right.
So do we want to be able to wait it out and make sure that you are confident enough to ask questions, or you want it for your family? And I keep saying success is not enough when I'm the only one who rides a good car on my street.
Right.
Success is when I am able to empower the other people around me. Right. So number one, we cannot, as young people, be silent or be confident or we cannot be comfortable with crumbs anymore. Right. We moved on from the time where people want to be able to come to give you money because you are popular, because you're an influencer. Now you need to move to the point where you need to use that voice that you have on behalf of the masses. Because at the end of the day, I would rather be on the side. It's not even politically correct to be on the side of the politicians.
Right.
So we have education deficit. We have a problem where a lot of Nigerians are young, should be energetic and willing to speak up, but they do not have the wherewithal in terms of mental capacity to fight. So they are easily bribed with as little as a derrick of rice. You have taken time to develop yourself, and I know that you started this by doing the Rice Initiative, which is to get people to get up. Yeah. How are you going back to engage more youths to see that we can't trade our future for one derrick of rice anymore? If we want a future for ourselves, we must not trade our votes.
One of my favorite professors, Femi Oshofiso, he said that in a situation where the same mind clamors for bread and books, bread will always win.
Yeah.
People that are hungry would never make the right decision.
Very true.
My friend and brother who ran for local government chairman the other day, Badibo Roads Vival, talked about how people were voting at local government elections for 500 naira. Okay? So people are hungry, and the politicians know the name of the game.
Yeah.
And so for people like me who have education, we need to know that English does not cook rice.
Yes.
Talk does not cook rice.
I was going to come there.
We need to go into the streets, make money, and empower the people because we mean well. Because when the people are sufficiently fed, they will make the right decisions. True. Number one. Number two, the deputy mayor of New York, who was also mayor of Indianapolis, Professor Stephen Goldsmith, was my professor of urban innovation at Harvard Kennedy School. Now that was a local, that's an equivalent of a local government chairman. I want to be able to put him, he's a professor. He taught me urban innovation in the spring. And I'm thinking to myself, if you place Stephen Goldsmith at the same level with the people who run for local government chairman in Nigeria, Stephen Goldsmith is probably as educated, should be president. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you need a system where we move on from not just book work, but we can look at the public sector and the quality of the people. What is going on in Nigeria is you have an extremely smart public sector with the most brilliant and exposed people interfacing with a smart and brilliant private sector, interfacing with the public sector completely full of charlatans. People who do not know the reason why they are in the office. You go to the ministries, people are selling bags and shoes. People are doing regular daily training and businesses. And those are the people. You cannot get anything done.
All right, let's take a break.
So you need to be able to make sure that there's sufficient education for the sufficient training for the people in our public sector.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation on Twitter and hopefully get some phone calls. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, Jumoke, you had a question.
Okay, so during the last general elections, right, Toyosi, you had a head-to-head with a friend of yours, Debola Williams, because he supported the Buhari campaign, and you believed in ex-president Jonathan. We have seen how the Buhari government has gone in 2 years, and it seems like, you know, you were right. You did public administration in Harvard. Toyosi, all the solutions that you have been reeling out this morning to us, how do we implement all of them going forward to make sure we choose the right person in 2019?
My friend Brune Poisson, who was in my class at Harvard, has just become a parliamentarian in France, and she's now deputy minister for, she's 34. The reason why I supported the candidature of President Jonathan was because I realized that the Nigeria that I dream for requires a new set of leaders.
Not the old ones.
Yes, out with the old and in with the new.
I agree.
Unfortunately, our generation is even, there's a moral deterioration going on, you know, within our generation. But I believe that young people, with the kind of smart, this is a country of extremely intelligent people. So younger people, all right, need to be able to get a seat at the table to be able to transform systems. And it's not enough to be young. You've got to be young with character, competence, and capacity.
Mention a few of
I cannot mention because it would seem like endorsement.
Okay, let me take this call.
We endorse you all the time here.
Are you there?
Yeah, but
we can, not her. Are you there?
Oh, that's true.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Yeah, the woman has just taken my mind because we belong to the same school of thought. Because it said something the other time that we run a kind of a technical oligarchy system of government.
That's right.
It's true. Because I believe in this country where we have so many poverty on the land, understand? You hardly find out where and how a youth, a vulnerable youth, would demand for the right. In terms of that, who do you ask? Because they actually know that it's a technical base there to impoverish the image youth of this country so that they can always get their way.
Fantastic.
I really give it to her. Thumbs up to her.
Thank you very much, Adido. Let me come to Esther. Okay, you're a woman and you're a youth doing great things. We have been talking about 2019. What is the place for the woman in calling out the government to do things for us? And for the rest of the 2 years that is left for this government, what can they do to change the whole situation?
Well, it's not the exclusive responsibility of women to call government to action.
No, I'm just saying that
every time I find myself in a room, I find that I'm negotiating with human beings. It doesn't matter whether I'm a woman or I'm a man. Okay? We have the same level of intelligence, same level of exposure. I do not go into the room
thinking.
My biggest lesson in life is something that Gil Evans said. Rose from being receptionist in CNN to become senior vice president. Play like a man, win like a woman.
Yes,
it's never in the interest of a woman to go into the room feeling like you're better than the men. You go to, the boys usually like women who are confident but are not confrontational. There's a totally different thing. And so you move on from the level of competition to collaboration with the men. You will get the support most of the time.
Let me take this call from Abuja. Morning, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, go ahead, please.
Yes, I am Ade Jojo from Abuja.
Morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, how do you do today?
Good.
How do you do?
Yes, we are talking about making government accountable, right? Now, I think it all has to do with total reorientation. It starts from the family. You know, you need to teach kids how to be leaders. From there, by His grace, I'm a Scout commissioner. I was Scout commissioner in Lagos before I relocated here. And we used to teach those kids how to take responsibilities.
Right.
Okay.
So at that level, between the ages of 6 to 10, they start thinking of how to improve themselves. And they take responsibility, being leaders at different
Thank you very much, Adejoya. Get the point.
And Adejoya is right on point. Politics has to become a kitchen table discussion. We don't wait till 2019 to start having conversations.
Okay, great. May I ask the solution in terms of, you see, a lot of people, for instance, I voted Professor Shonaya, right? Because I just said, the alternative. We have to start to show the political leaders that we, the people, can choose the alternative. So if you do not bring the right candidate...
And I love and respect, I mean, I'm very close to Professor Shuna.
Yes. If you do not put in the right candidates, then we will not vote for your party. Now, a lot of people would say to such a person, you're wasting your vote. How do we start to reorientate ourselves that until our politicians see that if they do not come out with the right candidates, we are going to jettison them and vote, even if it is an independent candidate, so that we, at the end, the playing ground is for only competent people and not just the political
loyalists
or somebody.
And that is the reason why young people need to get into politics.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, young people have proven that we have the power in terms of numbers.
Yes.
We have the power in terms of education. We are the ones who have energy to get on the street. Take a look. Look, the process that the election process, voting, counting of the votes, moving the ballot boxes from one point to the superintended and supervised by young people.
Yeah.
The selection process, rigging of elections, maiming, killing, also superintended and supervised by young people.
Yes.
Either ways, young people are in control, are in power.
Yes.
And that's the reason why in 2015, I chose to support, I'm not partisan, I don't belong to any party, but I chose to support a candidate that I believe that for some, to a considerable extent, young people will get a seat at the table. I'm not very happy that President Buhari rose to become president on the strength of the young people of this country. And then I don't see those same young people, I don't see them around him anymore.
So I
because you cannot deliberate on a future you are not going to be part of.
Right.
So you have prepared yourself, and I think we need to bring you back for it, because the place of preparation, a lot of young people are clamoring excessively for political power, but the leaders are saying, you're not prepared, you don't have the capacity, you're not. And I've seen how you have planned your own journey.
Did they have the capacity 35 years ago?
So let me just hear your own take.
That exactly is the point.
Preparation.
Yes. For you to become an MD of a bank, you've got banking experience, vintage banking experience.
Yes.
You want to become an engineer, you go through the process.
Yes.
You want to become a lawyer, you go through a process. What process do the people who lead us in government
go through?
Why do we put the pressure on the people? Would you put your money in a bank that is run by engineers?
No, of course not.
Without banking experience.
We have to round
so
up.
why do we put our country in the hands of charlatans and people who, for any reason,
because they make politics dirty.
do not have any...
We have to round up. Unfortunately, no
time. And then we've got to be ready to get into the boxing ring and get our noses bloody.
Prince says, Toyosi speaks so well and gives hope to youth. Mainstreaming in leadership, our points can be amplified. Honor says, as it is, no government official runs his or our office with his or our father's money, so accountability should be given.
Absolutely.
Kingsley says, I pay my tax and still provide my power, water, contribute, repair my roads, see to my healthcare, employ my security. It's a pity. Folarin says, you can hold government accountable when you believe you have a government and you are interested in how you are governed.
All right, we have to rush out, but Toyosi, I don't want you to leave without giving us just one thing, giving us a charge, especially young people out there. Just tell us what, as we are preparing towards 2019. What's that thing?
It's very simple, and I say it all the time. Anything about us without us is not for us.
Amen.
This is a country where the elite, it's in the interest of the rich people to impoverish the rest of us so that they can maintain control and power. Anything about us without us is not for us.
Again,
anything about us without us is not for us. So we must be involved.
Yes, so all we can take on the show today. Thank you so much, Toyosi. Madam President, hopefully in future very soon. We are behind you, we're supporting you.
Don't let guys come and tell me that.
You got our vote any day. Okay, that's all we can take. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.